Hi, I'm Tom Sear, and I'm here to welcome you to a tribute to all the coordinators who faced and met the challenges of coordinating in Zoom during the pandemic. This is also a celebration of all the folks that were in all those study groups. We have a lot to talk about. No, the Zoom gremlins have attacked me again. I'm getting a flashing light. It says, mute yourself, mute yourself. So I'm sorry. I guess I have to stop talking. Except to tell you, you're in for a real treat. You're going to see and hear from a cross-section of the coordinators who dealt with all of the issues, ups and downs, back and forth of coordinating in Zoom. So sit back and enjoy.
I think many of us were concerned about how this could possibly work.
I didn't know what interaction would be like.
It was when I had to think about getting material on Zoom and getting it in a way that a class could understand that my panic set in, which it turns out was appropriate.
I was wondering about my internet.
I wasn't happy about it at all because I'm not comfortable with technology.
Scary. This was my first time coordinating, and I found it scary.
I thought it would be a mess.
I wasn't sure how it was going to fly.
I held my breath.
I don't have such deep thoughts. I'm just incapable of stuff like that. So I just went with the flow. I mean, it is what it is. What am I going to do?
I think the total calendar time was at most 2 weeks.
We were expected to, I think within the week, be ready to go on Zoom.
We had to do this, as I recall, within the week.
In a week.
We found out on Thursday that we were going to stop going in person and that we were going to start Zoom the next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, I think it happened within a matter of days.
Within a very few days.
It was quite immediate.
My experience with Zoom was completely zero.
As for prior experience, I had zero.
I never even heard of Zoom.
Actually, I hadn't used Zoom at all previous to this experience.
At that point, I didn't know what Zoom was.
I never even heard of Zoom.
I had to learn. I didn't know how to do breakout sessions and polls. And frankly, I'm not sure that I still know how to do them.
It was all new to me.
I think the clunkiness at first, I mean, with all of us.
Going in and out of screen share.
You're looking at a two-dimensional image.
Trying to mute, unmute.
You don't know what people are thinking about.
You're always thinking about, will this technically work? And if it doesn't work, then I'm like, I'm staring at a blank screen and everybody's staring at me, staring at a blank screen.
Some people are very proficient in technology, but I think most of the class is not.
Raise our hands electronically. There's still people waving their hands.
One thing, keeping alert.
Our internet connection would drop a lot.
Your internet is not stable.
And you're in the middle of something, it's kind of trying to bring tears into your listeners' eyes, and you're frozen. It was so disgusting.
Each time she ran into this problem, I'd get a huge push in my ribs. Do something, and then it would go away. So luckily, I just got a few pokes in the ribs, occasionally a kick, but then things went back to normal.
That's what life is all about, is kind of adjusting to those bumps in the road. And I think Zoom is just an amazing technology. I'm just grateful that we had it as an option.
I was in the middle of a class that I was leading, and as I was talking, all of a sudden my computer went black, and it said, You were no longer connected to the internet. And after saying, holy sh,
The problem that you get of somebody who's in their apartment and then they start talking to their wife. I had Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor in my class one day, and they were arguing with each other.
A flop! A great big fat flop!
Stop it, mother.
Everybody got to hear it, so that was very fun.
A person who was changing right on the Zoom call. So they took their slacks off. Luckily, they didn't take their underwear off.
Whether they have pants on, you don't know.
And I'm looking at this, I'm saying, oi, 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 oi.
And nobody took off their pants in my live class.
The thing I liked most was that I got to see people's faces.
I could see everyone at the same time.
Having the names on the squares is one improvement. Everybody forgets everybody's name. So having it on the screen, yeah, that's a benefit of Zoom.
It was our desire to bring a lot of distinguished guests in to share their experience, and nobody turned me down because nobody had to travel.
What I have available to me to look at while I'm talking to you guys, I can see it, but you can't see it. So it looks like I know a lot more than I actually do.
We'd get lots of technical interruptions, which allowed me then to ignore people I wanted to ignore. I just thought, I have a problem with my computer. What do you want me to do? So I just ignored them.
Our study group was after lunch. I can assure you that that must be siesta time for one or two members of our study group.
We've had a couple of people fall asleep. Yeah.
But Zoom gives you this terrific opportunity to turn off the video of one of your class members.
But you don't want to wake them up.
So I was able to save them the embarrassment of maybe snoring on the screen.
You turn the video off, nobody can see you, and you can take a snooze.
To me, the main benefit of Zoom is we can keep this ship afloat and conduct classes until we eventually reach a safe port.
I'm raring to go back to in-person class.
When I see people who are obviously emotionally moved by the material that I'm presenting, and they start to see both themselves and the world in a new way.
The answers that many people gave, how much thought they put into it, and in many cases introduced me to new things that I had never thought about.
I think it's about what you yourself learn.
It forced me to learn things about topics that I don't know.
Learning not only from your own research, but learning from your fellow participants.
I learned much more than being a class participant. To me, it's really exciting to find out this stuff and to choose the way the class is going to go.
It's really a chance to become a student again yourself, and then be in a position to sort of open a whole world up to other study group members.
As they say in education, that aha moment, that's the most exciting.
There is a different feel in the classroom that's live than on Zoom.
The socializing.
Just the in-person experience and all that it brings that cannot be duplicated on Zoom, I think is something almost all of us miss.
It's different. It's very different. I miss seeing the people very, very much.
Random contacts with fellow IRPers that I know nothing about, and I learn about where they have been, what they're doing, who they are, those sorts of things.
What I miss most about the Zoom system and not being in person is not being in person.
I miss most, I think, before and after class, just running into friends.
The before class interactions and the after class interactions and the informal interactions that happen when you're in the same site and on campus, as it were.
For me, the learning experience is complemented by the friendships that we have created.
It's the socializing, the in-person socializing, that really makes a difference.
What I miss probably is seeing all of the different people and what outfits they were wearing in class. You got a very nice picture when you saw the whole person there, as opposed to just seeing a person's head and face on Zoom.
I'd rather, be with people.
There is nothing that beats being there.
Given everything that happened and the way our world shut down, it's quite a miracle that we had Zoom.
It got up in 2 days and it was functioning.
Most of the people I have spoken with were quickly, happily surprised at how effective that pivot had been.
It's amazing to me that it was able to function that well so quickly.
Given the circumstances, I think brilliant.
I think it was remarkably successful.
I remember the first pandemic in 1916. We didn't have Zoom back then, and it was terrible back then. So it's much better.
It's been a wonderful experience.
As a pat on the back,
I believe that everybody in this group was able to master technology very quickly.
people have done a wonderful job making the adjustment to a situation that, in addition to being on Zoom, they were dealing with the stresses of a pandemic at the same time.
If you had said that a group of septuagenarians plus could learn how to be technologically adept.
I think the fact that we had an older group of people adopting to the new technology was quite an achievement.
That was really a surprise, almost to ourselves and certainly to the world.
Because given the age group, I thought they were really good with this.
And run a complex organization like LP2 and do it successfully.
I do think it was remarkable that that the program could continue and go on and be enjoyable and successful.
The experience at LP2 has shown, frankly, what seniors are capable of.
So yes, I'm actually proud that we were able to do this.
The speed in which we transferred was remarkable.
The curriculum committee.
The people who helped technically and taught us how to do it.
The tech committee was just extraordinary.
You know, with the help of people like Ruth Macamum and the tech committee.
And they helped us through it in a very patient manner.
Certainly David Lerner became my best friend, Ruth Macamum, Simon Chung, Philip Botwinick.
Compliments are due to Ruth and everybody who's on the technology team.
They certainly made it very easy.
It was almost superhuman.
We had all been trained in that short time, and we are such geniuses that we were teaching.
It gave us great confidence. So for that, I say thank you to all of you.
I think it's a real tribute to pretty much every member.
I just thought it was a tour de force.
I think it's a tremendous achievement, and hats off to every one of us.